M0FXB, welcome back to my Quansheng TK11 videos. Let's talk spectrum. To get into this mode, we just press 7. So if we press exit to come out, and we've got our normal, VHF, UHF, VFO, memory, and remember to type any frequency, you just press the hash and just type, and it doesn't matter if it's HF band, CB band, you can type it. Okay, anyway, so let's press here, number 7. We've gone straight into scanning sort of spectrum, they call it spectrum analyzer. We'll zoom in a bit so you can see this clearly. Although it's small, it actually shows a lot of information. So let's go through, we're actually looking at the instruction manual. If you press number 1, okay, at the moment, the frequency we're showing, we'll call it analyzing, is next to here where it says C. Okay, it says C there, and that's the frequency. We can change that just by pressing number 1, and then let's, for example, type in airband. So we'll go 133.850. That's in, then just exit. Oh.
Cancel.
There you are, it's gone in. You can see 133.850. If you want, when you press number 1 and it's highlighted, you can just sort of hold it down, right and left. You can press it or you can hold it down. It sort of will zoom through. As you can see there, a few signals coming in as well. Okay, and then you can exit. Now when we press number 2, you go over to this R here. See, it's 124 dBm. So we'll press number 2 and it highlights it, and we can again adjust that. So I feel like this is, I'll describe it as it says it in the manual. It modifies the reference field strength value. I feel like it's, making the analyzer, the spectrum, more or less sensitive. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, you can see we've got some signals coming through there, and then we'll hit exit. Now again, you can do the hold down the forward and back as well. So I grab my other one and just key up on 145000 M0FXB test. So it's sort of picking up stuff there. It's quite, yeah, I would say that's completely obliterated the scope. So let's try another selection. You can change the band width, so how wide that you're scanning, by pressing 3, and you'll see where it's highlighted. We can go across and we'll do it 320 kilohertz, 640, and it's, you're scanning a wider area just here. So if we just go one more, 800, and back to 128. That looks like the widest one. Look, 6400. We can exit out of that, and if I just M0FXB test M0FXB test. Okay, so now we can actually change what we call the center frequency. So at the moment, we've got the frequency that I know we can type it there, but we can actually change it here as well. If we press 4, they call it the mark point. So here, 4, and if I go 150, and you can just use your right and left down arrows. Let's do that again. It's not letting me put it in, so maybe because it's too far out of that one there. So it's got, maybe there's a span it has to be within. So you can change it. So let's just put in 126. Doesn't like that either. Okay, so it's not letting me do that. It probably does. It's probably just me just not learning it properly. That's your mark point, and then it says here, if you press number 5, you can put that mark point that you've changed, that mine didn't change. If you press number 5, it'll put it as the The words are copy the mark point frequency to the center frequency. Let's try it one more time. 4. And then should we just manually change it like that? Okay, I'll do it like that. I'll just do it like that for now. Then X, so we've changed it, exit, and then we'll press 5, and it puts it, as it says, mark point frequency to center. So the thing I was hoping for that I could hear, so if we go to number 1, and we'll go 1, 4, 5, dot, let's do 100. Okay.
Cancel.
And then if I grab another radio on that frequency, turn up the volume. So we'll go on my other radio. 1.
Cancel.
Remember to press the hash.
4, 5, 1, 0.
And then we'll transmit. M0 FXB test test. M0 FXB test. M0 FXB test test test. So what I'd like to see is I want to hear what I'm seeing, really. And I want it to sort of scan and then listen. Scan, and when it finds things, I want to listen to what it's found. So maybe it does do it, but I'm not seeing that at the moment. Maybe someone else has. Bye for now, 7-3.